Michaela, are we recording? Okay, so we have a backup in case. Good morning, everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to the first meeting of 2024 of the Warren County Board of Supervisors. If you'd please join me, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Are there any items on the agenda that need to be deleted?
Not here.
Crystal? And
I don't.
hearing none, the agenda is before us. Do we have a motion as it relates to the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion. Let me make sure. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion
Second?
and a second. Roll call.
McIntyre.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Snell.
Aye. We're now on the claims. Any questions about the claims?
I'll make a motion to approve the claims.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
McIntyre.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Snell.
Aye. Claims are approved. We're on to item number 3, which is consider approval of the 2024 bridge postings with possible action. Looks like we've got a
Mr.
presentation on this.
Good morning, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody. This is our bridge posting changes that will take effect for the calendar year of 2024. I can run through them real quick. And these changes are due to inspections that Calhoun and Burns have done and re-rated bridges, or it is due to us having a bridge project replacement or repair project. First bridge is D2615. It is going from 20 tons to 10 tons. It is located on Elkhorn Street, which is a level C road. It's not a very high priority, but I'd like to get it replaced here in calendar year 2024. H2701, going from 6 tons to 3 tons. It's located on a level A road, 220th Avenue. It is something that we're going to tackle as a local project that we believe we can remove the bridge and replace it with corrugated metal pipe. So that will happen 2024, 2025. M1351 is going from 10 tons to 6 tons. It's located on 65th Avenue, and it is scheduled for a fiscal year 2025 replacement. M2009, which is located on 20th Avenue. It is also programmed for a fiscal year 2027 replacement. N0509, it is on 20th Avenue. It's a level A road. That bridge, it is dropping from 15 tons to 8 tons. We have not got it programmed or scheduled yet. N1410 went from 15 tons back to legal, and that was due to a bridge replacement project in 2023.
Excuse me.
Yes.
When it says legal like that, could you explain what that means when you have legal?
Legal means it can carry legal loads, which is usually 80,000 pounds, and then, can't be over 20,000 pounds per axle. So that's what that means.
Thank you.
Yep. R0609 is on 130th Avenue. It's a level A road. It has not been programmed or scheduled yet. It is from 15 tons down to a 10-ton rating. Bridge R2056, which is located on 145th Avenue, is a level B road, and it's going from 6 tons to 3 tons. Not a high priority bridge. Crystal, I believe, knows this bridge down there. It has access from both directions, so we have not scheduled to program that one. S1950, which is located on Tyler Street, an important level A road. We did a substructure rehab project on that in 2023, and it has went from 20, 30 to a legal bridge, 1 lane. And the engineer's office recommends that you approve these changes.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
I just had one quick question.
Yes,
It's not
sir.
too much trouble. Is there anybody from the public that has complained or is concerned? Has anybody reached out, like any business that this might disrupt? Or?
These postings have just actually taken into effect and have just been replaced. I actually got the paperwork this morning that our sign crew have replaced the signing. And so far, we have not got any complaints. Now, typically, when a bridge drops, you get down to the 3-ton rating or something, we will definitely start looking at, okay, what will this impact, And so far, with what we've had drop down, we don't see any issues or anything like that, or we have not received any complaints in the office yet because of this, so.
Okay.
If you had to give a summary as to why the bridge ratings are going down, what would that be?
It is due to deterioration of timber. Back in the 1940s, 50s, steel was not as available as it is today. So they used a lot of timber piling. Well, after 60, 70 years, those piling start to decay and bug infestation, you can name it. And that is what's, typically dropping our ratings.
Yeah. So as you are programming into the future, then these are probably ones that you've determined they either are higher priority or lower priority
Yes.
in the scheme of things?
Yeah, I go through every year and I will look at what we have that's, since we only have so much money, which bridge, if it was to close, would impact the public the worst? Is there still access? If a bridge closes, can farmers get to their fields, people get home and stuff? So we go through and we determine every year what is the most important ones. So far, we're doing really well, I believe. As a county in whole, we are looking way better than most counties because of us being so proactive on replacing bridges that we can with different types of structures and stuff like that. So we're looking really well. I don't like seeing some of this stuff, but we only have so much money to work with, and I think we do a real good job at not keeping people from being able to gain access to their land and their homes and things like that.
So when we're doing the budgeting process like this last year and going on forward, do you actually have a certain amount that's set aside for bridge?
Yes, we do
repair
that.
would
We
address these issues?
in the office, we'll go through and figure out how much money it's going to take for us to replace some of these bridges. And like Bridge S2701, that one kind of is sneaking up on us, and it's a bridge that we need to get replaced. We can't let it close, and it's down to 3 tons. So we are pushing it up in our priority list to get, it's just located right south of Sandyville. And I know it's kind of a main little road to get up to Highway 92. So we are going to jump on that. I think we can get it with the local money, so it's going to be in our budget as we present it to you guys here soon. So there's a couple of them on here, like the 145th Avenue Level B Road. We've already got Level B bridges that are closed. There's going to be, we are working on the road, and we'll keep the road good enough so the farmers can get down into their fields and stuff. But yes, you will see us trying to get some money to do H2701. There's one south of Ackworth they're going to be doing here soon. It's down to 3 tons. We've just got the right of way all taken care of and do local project and stuff. So we're doing a real good job, I believe, on keeping up with this stuff.
So as you look at this list of bridges, are they kind of in a descending order of importance for immediate repair?
It is not. It is just in a alphabetical order as, you know, for our bridges, our bridge naming.
Okay.
So yep.
I believe we had a motion. Is there a second?
Yeah, I'll make a second. I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second?
McIntyre.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Snell.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Appreciate everything you're doing.
Okay, we'll go on to the next thing, which is the budget reports. I would assume Megan's going to come up and lead us through this.
So these are the budget reports that were tabled at the last board meeting due to me being out. So they're a little bit older. They're from November. So at that point, we were 42% through the year, and it was before the budget amendment that was processed in December. So several of the items that you'll see here, like nutrition's, Justice Center expenses, the medical examiner, I think, will need to be amended or reappropriated for. It wasn't included on that budget amendment because the expenses were kind of on target when we started doing that budget amendment, so I'm guessing that one will probably need a reappropriation because it had some large expenses. Capital projects did get amended for some Justice Center expenses, but it's still going to be running high because a lot of the expenses have happened for the year, such as the secondary road shop. Those expenses have already all happened, and there won't be any more expenses for it. And then township expenses are running high. That's included in the budget amendment that was approved in December. Same with general services. We had an accrued audit expense, so it was in the amendment in case we have another, in case our our fiscal year 20, our next audit expense is also included in this year. So those are the expenses. So again, this will look pretty different for December just because we'll have that budget amendment in there. Over to the revenues, nothing to be too concerned about for what's running low. The auditor, it's still just the timing of the election revenue. For both DHS and DCAT, it's just timing of state payments and the reimbursements. For conservation, they haven't received REAP payments yet, and we also have a budgeted transfer that has not occurred. Same for wellness, there's a transfer that I will probably have you approve part of here in the next couple of months. That just hasn't happened yet. And then for zoning, at this time, there were no zoning or subdivision fees that had been received so far. So those are the revenues. And then finally, looking at where the fund balances were at the end of November, we do have a change of about $500,000 in the general basics, so that's one to keep our eye out, but we do still have a healthy balance in there. The others are kind of as expected. The rural basic is down, but with all of our budget changes that we had to do this year, we knew that that balance would be going down. ARPA is going down as obviously as we spend those ARPA funds. Secondary roads, again, that was budgeted for that balance to go down with the building of the shop. And then same with the capital projects, obviously those go down as we complete the projects. So any questions?
Yeah, any questions?
When were these fund balances pulled? It was November, right?
November, yep,
Okay,
yep.
all right.
So at the next meeting this month, you'll get an update for December.
Okay, great job. That's all I got.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Any questions? Any further questions? Nope.
I don't have any more questions.
Okay. I don't think, do we need to approve these? I don't think so. I think they're just a report.
Just
So,
an update.
Okay, we'll go on to item 5, which is the Consider Justice Center Security Plan with possible action.
Hey,
Good
Jamie.
morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I just have the Justice Center security plan that I need to have signed by the chair, and I'll run it downstairs, signed by Kim. It hasn't been distributed. It's not to be distributed, so it's in this fancy envelope for you to sign.
What?
And it's a combined effort by the courts. They're kind of the ones that oversee it, and then we have a committee. And I believe that we met in September, maybe, of last
Yeah.
year, is the date on it.
Yeah. So this is the security plan that was brought to our attention at the work session, correct?
Correct. Okay. Yes.
Are there any questions from board members here at this
I mean,
point?
there's no questions for me on the
Okay,
plan.
so then I think we need to probably have a motion to approve having the chair sign the security plan as presented to us.
I'll make a motion to approve the Justice Center security plan.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and second. Roll call, please.
McIntyre.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye. Okay. I'll deal with that. Just a second.
Yep.
2024. Thank you. That was just the one sheet that needed to be signed,
Yes.
correct? Okay. With that, then, we'll move on to receiving and filing reports from Veterans Affairs.
I'll make a motion to receive the Veterans Affairs report.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
McIntyre.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye. We've done that. Supervisor reports. Anybody want us to talk?
I'm going to pass since,
Okay.
not a lot going on in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, there's a little bit. We had a special closed, and we just had our organizational meeting. Our exploratory EMS committee, which I refer to as EEC, we've met twice to discuss rural EMS issues and how Warren County can solve these issues. We are on track to present in mid or the end of January to the board and hopefully put it into the budget going forth. And I had a phone interview with Amy Duncan to discuss upcoming goals that I hope to, with the board, accomplish in 2024.
Great.
I really don't have anything to report here. I do want to let people know that personally I appreciate the words of sympathy that have been expressed in my mother's passing this past week. So just want to say that and say thank you.
Good.
Anything else,
Nothing for me. Thank you.
Crystal?
No, thank you.
Okay. Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak today?
Yeah, I do.
We'll take them in order then. We do have a limit of 3 minutes, and we will not be responding as a board to, this is your chance to just talk. We would ask that you use nice, common language that we can all understand and appreciate, so.
I'm Skip Phillips, 1341 Bronze Street, President of the Board, Greenfield Township, President of the Board, Northern Warren Fire Department. One of the things that's coming up with a lot of counties now is ambulance not being an essential service.
Yeah.
And I think Warren County needs to get ambulance designated as an essential service with the new funding for the ambulance. Northern Warren, we are working very hard. We are now 7 days a week, 24 hours a day for EMS and paramedic service. And the funding would help us be able to continue that for the long-term future. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for expressing that. Is there someone else? No.
My name's Richard Cook, 8359 150th Avenue. I want to complain about our roads. I basically want to tell you about them more than complain about them. But we've had a drought for the last 4 or 5 years out there, and it's been bad. I've been in this house going on 40 years this year. I've been in that area 52 years. So I've been on a gravel road. Anyway, it's dry. There's no rain, and we're getting bladed. They're running that motor grader down there about every 7 to 9 days. And I've asked the blade man over the years, why are you blading this dust? I mean, they're just pushing dust, all they're doing. And he said, oh, they're telling him to do it. Well, this year finally come to a head when we had our treatment put in the 1st of June. And 1st of July, they're out there tearing it out. So I'm asking, why are you tearing out my treatment? I said, I got a wife that can't breathe in there, you know. And he said, well, they told me this was on Monday. He said they told me on Friday to shape it for new treatment. I said, shit, they don't even put new treatment on for another month, as far as I know. And he goes, well, they are. So I called the engineer's office and I talked to a guy. And he basically told me that he didn't care if we had treatment or not. It was up to him, is basically what his word was. It was up to him, nobody would have it. And then I tried to talk to him about the dry roads are dry. I said, you know, it's dangerous when you're out here pushing these damn roads around and you can't see. And he said, well, they need fixed up. I said, they don't need fixed up every week. You know, I was a blade. I'm a retired blade man. If they blade those roads properly, they don't have to come back for 2 months on a road. They don't need to be out there 9 days. So anyway, so that's basically what I was told. Well, I talked to somebody, I think it was you.
It's you and I, Hank.
And they haven't been out there since, and it did rain, and thank goodness for the rain. Now, those cars have doing their job going down there. They've rolled it in real nice, and we don't have any dust. We ain't had any since the rain. It's been the best I've seen it in about 4 years. But I brought some pictures just to kind of show you what I'm talking about here. I need this hand to you.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
That's easiest for you.
I'll just kind of explain it real quick. Here's the blade 9 days after, and they come out and they rock my treatment again, which I was the only one in the neighborhood that did. But anyway, that's him going down there, and if you notice, he's scar firing the loose gravel. If you look at the front of his motor grader. Okay, all he's doing is just turning up more. Well, here's a picture of him just down the road with the truck passing him. Guess what? You don't see him or the truck. He's gone. And if you look in here, you can barely see him. That's enough there, you can barely see him. But if you look hard, you can see his shadow in there. All right, here's one on my pickup. Next day, this is the next day after car wash. Notice how loose that dust is on that car. That truck, I mean, notice that. Here's one 2 days. That's my other truck. I got 2 trucks. I went to a funeral on Friday. I washed this car. This is Sunday morning. This is now, and what I'm talking about, this isn't happening like once a week or once a month. This is happening every day. They've been just beating us to death. Here's this is our back porch. She washed that 24 hours earlier. You can see where I made my mark on it. And here's my brother-in-law walking his dog in our front yard, or next to our yard there. You see the dust on his feet?
And what's you say that there's too much dust at your
Oh, there's just, yeah, it's ridiculous because we're not getting any rain.
and we're overworking the road.
Way overworking it.
Way overworking.
Way. I mean, it's borders stupidity. Being perfectly frank with you, I'm not trying to be smart or anything,
No.
but it really does. And I've got neighbors, you know, matter of fact, when we went to that funeral I told you about, my sister was there, and she lives way on down the road. She said she's got some neighbors that are afraid to drive at night. And if you can see by where that truck was passing that motor grader, why they would be, because, you know, you're talking about that happening in the dark. You can't see nothing.
Michaela.
So all I'm asking for is just some simple rules like common sense. If it hasn't rained for a week and there's no rain in the forecast, don't blade it. I told that to the county guy, and he gave me some lock and excuse, well, you know, you still get holes. Well, if you have a bad spot, drive your blade out to the bad spot, fix the bad spot. You don't have to blade the whole road. And then not only that, that guy was talking about saving money on them bridges. Well, look at the money you save on fuel. You know, so, but anyway, basically that's all I got to say, but it's been bad for 4 years, but this year it just came to a head.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd like to see them too, if they treat your roads, they come out, they shape your road in front of your house, they shape it right, treat it, leave it alone till it snows. They're gonna be 2 sprays on it, they don't need to be on it. You know, and they come out and they put rock on my road in November. I'm the only one, they didn't touch the other ones, they just got me, and I'm supposed, because me and that guy had to talk to, but the 4 driest months of the year, November through February, why would you put rock on a road? Put them in April and March and April, even the beginning of May, where you got a chance to get some rain and build a base.
Yep.
That's all I got to say.
Mr. Cook,
All right,
can you give me your address, please?
8359 150th Avenue.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for hearing me out.
Thank you for your comments. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Hearing none, we'll move on to closing. Our next meeting date will be January 16th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. This meeting is, let's have a motion for adjournment.
So moved?
Second?
Roll call.
McIntyre.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.